Hi, this is Chitran Saxena from Just Tutors. In this video, we will learn about separation of substances. Let's move ahead and check it out that what are the objectives for this video. So very first, we are going to learn types of separation methods. Then we will learn in detail filtration method of separation. Before learning these two objectives, we will try some warm-up questions which are related to the introduction of this lesson, separation of substances, which you may have learned in the last video. In order to try these questions, you could pause the video and then try them. After that, you can also check your answers on the next slide, which includes your answers for these questions of pre-assessment. Here are your answers. Check your answers. If your answers are correct, then well done. This shows that you have pretty good knowledge about the basic of this topic. Now, in order to adding more in your knowledge for this topic, we'll start our learning of the day. Very first, we have types of methods. Before we start types of method of separation, let's have a small recap of what is separation and why we need to do it. So, among different components of mixture, there are many substances which are harmful or not useful for us. In order to remove these harmful or unuseful components, we need to separate them. For example, if we talk about some pulses, they may have some impurities like small particles of stone. So separation of those stones from pulses, grains or cereals is a method is a separation, and we need some different methods to separate them. One more example we can say winnowing of lighter husk particles from heavier seeds of grains. So in this, the winnowing word, it is another method of separation. We'll discuss it also in this video. So let's say, or we can see how many or what are the different types of methods we have. So very first we have hand picking method, then threshing, winnowing, as I have already given an example of it, sieving, filtration, evaporation. So what is hand picking? Some of the substances are really easily separable just by taking out the impurities with hand. So this method of separation is known as hand picking. Next is threshing. It is process of loosening the edible part of cereal grain from scaly. This process may be done by beating the grain using flail on a threshing floor. Now, winnowing. Winnowing is process used to separate lighter and heavier components of a mixture by wind or blowing air on it. Next is sieving. Sieving is a process to separate fine particles from the bigger in a mixture by using the sieve, as you can see in this picture. Or for example, you must have seen your mother while she is cooking food for you in kitchen, that when she is going to prepare some chapati, very first she separates the dust particles or small particles from the wheat flour using the sieve. So that is called sieving. Now the next is filtration. It is a process which is used to separate insoluble solid particles from liquid. Let's say if we have some dirty water and we need to separate the dirt or the dust from water in order to get pure or clean water. So we use the method of filtration. The same method is used in your um, RO system or water purifier system you may have at your home. Next is evaporation. Evaporation, the process of conversion of water into vapor by heating it to its boiling point is called evaporation. The salt can be easily obtained from the salty water by this process of evaporation. So these are different methods. Now on the next slide we are going to discuss about the filtration method of separation in detail. I'm going to read this once again for you. Filtration is a type of separation process which is used to separate a liquid from insoluble solid particles. Here are some terms which are related and really important to learn: fluid feed, filter media, and filtrate. And this picture shows that how does the process of filtration works. Now let's discuss and learn the process of filtration. So as we have discussed, there are some terms which are really important and related to this process. So the very first is fluid feed. What is fluid feed? The fluid or the liquid or the impure solution that is needed to be filtered is known as fluid feed. Then filter media. Filter media, the media through which the fluid is passed for filtration is known as filter media. Means the object which we are using to filter our insoluble and liquid or solution separately, that is called filter media. And then filtrate, the final pure and useful outcome of the filtration process is known as filtrate. And the particles, as you can see here, those unuseful or harmful or not needed particles, solid particles, are known as particles here. So once, let's say for example, we can see here we need to separate or purify the muddy water. So in this we have a picture here, and we have covered its mouth using a cloth, a white cloth or a clean cloth. This cloth is going to be work as filter media. This is the solution which we need to filter. This will be known as fluid feed. When we'll throw or pass this dirty water from this cloth, the dust particles or the insoluble solid particles will remain at the top of this cloth, and the liquid will pass on from the cloth and will contain or get contained in this picture. And by this you will get the pure water which is useful. That will be our filtrate, and those solid particles of sand which are remained here will be particles, and this is fluid feed. Here is one more example, tea leaf separations. You may try this by reading it. Now we have some practice questions. You could use your facts we have learned just in this video and try these questions. For trying these questions, you could pause the video once again, and then after that you can check your answers on the next slide. So here are your answers. If your answers are all correct, then well done, you have made really good progress by looking into this video. And if not, so you could try once again. That's all for this video, and for more videos you could log on to justtutors.com. Thank you.